There we go. Our music plays your. There you go, a little NFL. There you go.
Yeah, that's the opening theme.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Dun 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 dun. You got to get into all that stuff, right?
Something
Wow.
that wasn't right.
Wow. Yeah, it was.
That's it.
It's okay. We don't need any copyright strikes right away, so everybody's trying.
Stop after one measure. You can sample one measure.
Everybody's trying to. Yeah, maybe. Who knows anymore? I don't even know what the legal thing is anyway. All right, guys, talking fantasy football. This is what we do. We are talking some fantasy football. We're actually talking to NFL football, any NFL football. We might even break into a little bit of college talk every once in a while. Only I know nothing about that, so these guys will have to do that. Figure out where everybody went to college. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's see here. Let's recap. Let's just recap last week. I think that's what we need to do first, don't you think? I mean, let's go over that a little bit. I mean, just in your opinion, let's just take the biggest team surprise last week. What do you think about who is the biggest team surprise? You think the Niners are losing?
Yeah, but I guess they lost to a good team, so it's not that bad. But I really thought they would take a step forward this year, and that offense did not take a step forward.
Yeah, you know what? Super Bowl returning champion or division champion, whatever, don't always pan out to doing well the next year. Plus, this wasn't really a fair year to compare, but I know exactly what you're saying. I know who it is for me. I'm going to tell you right now.
Football team.
Yeah, the football team surprised me to death. I did not think they would do that to Philadelphia. I'm just sorry. I just didn't think that would happen.
I actually think on that end, Philadelphia might have surprised me more. I don't know.
Yeah, and they're still – I don't know. Like for 3 years, they've had 8 skill players hurt.
Yeah.
So
I think Jacksonville surprised me the most.
That's a good one, too.
I don't know one player on their entire team. How'd they win?
I don't think they do either.
You own Chark, don't you? Or you did last year?
I did last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I exaggerated a little, but still, they should not be good. How'd they win?
Yeah, they're tanking for Trevor's strategy is not working. They're doing that all wrong.
Well, they already have Winchew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if that's what you're into.
If you're into Winchew.
That stash, though.
Who did they? They beat the Colts. I guess that's kind of surprising too.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Who knows? I think so. I mean, it's so hard with COVID or the situation that we're in right now because nobody knows that what everybody's it's gonna take a couple weeks. It always does anyway. Everybody panics. Oh my God, week 1, this is your league division champions and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
I don't know how COVID had anything to do with it, though.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. Well, okay, no preseason.
Well,
no camp.
Everybody had no preseason.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, but it might impact people differently. You actually would think like an older quarterback like Phillip Rivers that would help, but not that he necessarily looked terrible. But
I mean, he moved teams, so I mean.
That's true. That's true.
It's a new system.
Him and Brady, I think, looked extra worse because
Brady's showing a true form. I've been trying to tell you guys this.
I know. Got 30.
Oddly enough, Tom Brady played exactly like Jameis Winston. However, how weird that is, like that you would have thought
throw
that
enough
was
touchdowns. Or
he did. He threw 3. And then 2 and 1 was a pick 6 that was like right to the guy. Like I would have thought if you just blanked out who was there, I would have thought that was Jameis again. Some brilliant throws, some methodical drives, and then what the hell are you doing?
Shit it away at the end.
Hey, Mark Barris.
Howdy.
We're at Mark Barris. He came to join us and have some fun. Instead of being in the audience this time, he's gonna chat with us. There's my sister. She says, "Y'all cute. Look at there." Such a comment. Yeah, so we're talking about biggest team surprises. I would have to say your team, Mark. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Pretty. Yeah, I mean, I think there were more lead changes than any other game. Just went back and forth. It was crazy back and forth the whole time. And it took that fourth down stop. I thought for sure the Panthers were going to score again. We had no answer for Teddy Bridgewater and the Panthers offense and McCaffrey, obviously.
Yep, I hear you.
So
Go ahead,
let's talk
Tom.
about Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Oh, that boy did work.
Yeah,
Who owns in our league?
What's that?
Josh, he was the beneficiary of. I mean, the offensive line was all banged up. I mean, Trent Brown pretended like he was going to play. Then he lasted a couple plays, and then the backup, Young, or I forget his name is or whatever, he got hurt. So then they moved the right guard, or they moved the left guard over to play right tackle. Denzel Good, I think his name is. So that helped Josh a lot, I think.
Wow, you're getting detailed on on that team.
He knows all.
I know this is great to bring in perspective from a whole different side of the coast.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, it's all right.
Well, to his point about Teddy, though, I mean, I know Chip's a Teddy hater, but I thought he came out and played well. I mean, not to say that like the Raiders have the toughest defense in the world, but I don't know. I mean, I think they could win some games if I mean, because McCaffrey didn't necessarily pop off, but he played well, and then Teddy threw the ball well. So,
And he spread it around too.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacobs kind of showed how bad our defense is too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he exploited us a lot. Like I mean, I don't know, but him plus Bridgewater, we're not winning games.
Yeah.
I'm at them. Yeah, as our defense plus Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he won't be able to make up for our lack of defense, and then our defense won't be able to help us win those close games as well.
Yeah.
I was watching the Panthers game. It was just local or whatever, and they were going through the starting lineup on defense, and I didn't know like but two people on the whole thing. I was like, so yeah, this is going to be rough.
It'll be a rough year for us, that's for sure. Well, that being said, the biggest team letdown that you thought was going to be good. I think we kind of touched on that already too, but I mean,
yeah, I might have answered that wrong, I guess, the first time.
Yeah.
But once again, I don't know that the 49ers are that. That was just the first one that came to mind, just because I think the Cardinals are actually going to be a pretty darn good team.
I thought that would be good, but I'd still say the 49ers were like, I think all of us picked them to win the division and to win that week one. Like, I mean, I thought that one was pretty clear cut. Like, I don't think Arizona's going to be bad, but I thought the 49ers would be a lot better than what they showed.
That's a tough division, though.
I think it's going to be awesome.
It is.
Have that division, really.
It is, but awesome. I'm saying the 49ers didn't really lose or gain much, and they were nasty last year.
Yeah, they were.
So the whole COVID stuff shouldn't be affecting them that hard.
Well, they were without a wide receiver, and then Kittle got banged up, right? So,
did Kittle come out that game?
He did.
No, he stayed in it, but he was hobbled.
Gotcha.
He banged up.
Because I mean, they didn't have Debo, but I mean, still.
But even the highlights I saw, I mean, and maybe it's synergy issues due to injuries, but like, I mean, Garoppolo was overthrowing everybody. Mm-hmm. There was a mismatch of routes, two people running to the same spot. So, I mean, once again, maybe that's no preseason, and this is their first game together. So maybe they'll bounce back. I don't know.
Here's the thing that I think Arizona has a huge advantage. Their next 4 games is Washington, Detroit, Carolina, and the Jets.
That's a nice job.
They could have a undefeated season going into, and then they got Dallas after that. So I mean, they technically could win every single one of those games. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
They could start out the season 6-0. Then they
I
got
didn't watch much of the Lions Bears, but I couldn't tell if the Bears were just a dud again on offense or if the Lions played well. I couldn't really tell.
I saw some highlights, and what happened is the Lions were kicking the crap out of them for the first 3 quarters, and then I don't know, some magic wand or something. Chicago came back.
Yeah.
And the Lions would have won that game except for Swift whiffed.
Yeah, that was bad.
Did you see that highlight?
That's a rookie too. I mean,
rookie and
his first
game. Oh my
God.
Yeah.
Didn't Trubisky play really well in that one?
I think his stat line was really good, but I don't think he played.
It was all in the 4th quarter.
Well, I guess that's when it's smart to play good.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't matter when, as long as you do it to win. What about were you surprised with Cam in New England?
I was surprised that they kind of started off hot, but then again, it just makes you feel like stupid for questioning that Belichick didn't have an offense ready. Because that was not a New England Patriots of the past 15 years offense.
No,
that was a Cam Newton offense that Belichick and co. Implemented in what freaking 4 weeks since Cam signed there.
Yeah,
I mean that's what they were saying. Like I remember hearing like an interview or whatever, and Cam was just talking about as long as my legs are feeling healthy, which they feel 100%, same as my MVP season. He was like, and then Belichick was like, we're going to run Cam as much as we can, just like he did in his MVP season. And so I was just like, that's what Cam needs to do. He doesn't need to throw the ball a whole bunch.
I mean, you don't buy a brand new car and not drive it. So.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
And honestly, it makes me wonder if Belichick, obviously you didn't want to cut ties with Brady because they had a really good thing going. But I think Belichick's wanted a running quarterback for the past 10 years. Like, I think he would have loved to have drafted like a Lamar Jackson because those offenses are so like run 700 plays in a game.
Everything's tight. It's all like right around the line.
Cam getting 3-4 yards of carry. Belichick's like, this is perfect. Like, and there's a chance that it breaks open for a 20-yard run because of all the misdirection and deception.
Well, I'll be real honest with you. He's going to get a true test this week. Let's see if he's crying in an interview because he plays Seattle, and it's at Seattle. That'll be a true test to see what they really have and what they're doing because they're scheduled the next.
Seattle,
no, you can.
Yeah.
But good luck this year because they're going to score so many points. You'd have to just eat up the clock to keep them off the field. That's what you're going to have. That's the only way you're going to beat them. I think that's my opinion.
They look that good.
I think so. Man, they just went after Atlanta, but Atlanta, I guess, defense isn't that great. But the next couple games, you got Seattle.
Atlanta had like 500 passing yards against them. They weren't that great against Atlanta. I'm not even like exaggerating. I don't think. I'm pretty sure it was like 500.
515. I think what it ended up. That's
a lot of damn yards.
That's
when you throw 45 times, he throws more than.
I think that might be a good test for the Patriots defense too.
What, Seattle?
Because Russell Wilson was on point. Maybe he can run that back. I mean, if it does get to a shootout, I would actually put that in Seattle's favor. I don't know if Cam can do a shootout.
No, he can't.
So like if Russell Wilson goes out there, and I'm not saying he will, but if Russell Wilson goes out there on a 7-play drive for 80 yards every time, I don't think Cam can match that.
No, I agree. It's gonna be. Especially what?
In Seattle.
Oh yeah, in Seattle. Anytime you're in Seattle.
I'm looking.
I wonder
the dress code is with the Patriots. How Cam shows up for the.
Well, he looked like a clown last week.
He did.
So.
He did.
Oh,
yeah.
He does.
So I guess they're letting him express himself there.
I guess New England finally got a hard schedule as soon as Brady left because they got Seattle, Las Vegas, Kansas City, Denver, San Francisco, Buffalo, New York Jets, Baltimore. They got all of them. I was like, wow. They just gave them all the hard teams as soon as Brady's gone.
Yeah. But once again, they get the Dolphins and Jets twice every year. So
That's true. That's true.
They've literally never had a decent team in that division throughout all of like Brady's era.
No, Buffalo, the only challenge, but they're usually like 500 team. So
well, the Jets with Revis Island, they challenged them a little bit.
Yeah, but they had no
that first year
offense.
when Brady was on the bench. First year when Brady was on the bench.
I would never say that they had real shots at like challenging the Patriots for the division.
No, I mean I do think they came within a game or two, but I mean I think Mark Sanchez is the quarterback. So it's not
like if you look at our division,
the
Panthers division throughout the years, I mean Panthers are on top sometimes, Falcons are on top, Saints are on top. Like it's like that division interchanges every year on who's good, and then the Patriots is just like, woo, Miami's been terrible for 20 years. Great.
But just think of seriously, think of for the longest time that anything on the AFC style, especially Steelers, Browns, Cincinnati, and Baltimore.
Well,
I mean, Baltimore's done well. They did.
Yeah.
Baltimore was
defense.
Cincinnati didn't always.
I would say that's not the same because the Ravens were amazing there for a few years.
No, but if you take, I guess. I mean, I guess if you would just take like a quarterback,
Super Bowl.
Right? But that was 2000. That was 20 years ago.
So
you're talking about more recent. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. They did win. You're right. They did with what's his name's last year. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ray Lewis's last year.
Yeah, you're right.
I would say that division's like a little more streaky because the Chiefs' point about the NFC South or whatever, it does change like every year, even like first to last type deal. But like, because I mean the Bengals, although they could never do it in the playoffs, which is why Andy Dalton and Marvin Lewis got run out of there. But I mean they were top of that division, 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah. They were
the Steelers had a run with when Big Ben was in his prime.
Yeah, but you could say that same thing with the AFC, NFC West. It was either the 49ers, then one year it was Arizona when Warner took them, and then the next year,
right?
I mean, that whole division's just bouncing all the time.
That's what I'm saying. You could pick a lot of divisions, but that's what with the Patriots you cannot. Like they never had anybody that was like worth a crap, and it was literally Rex Ryan, like his little run where like with Revis Island, that was like they were okay. I mean, their defense was stout for sure, but even when offense.
Even when they did have that one quote unquote challenge, the other two were like the worst teams in the NFL. So it's like, all right, you got to deal with Revis Island, but like the Miami Dolphins aren't winning a single game. It's like, oh well, at least we get extra bye weeks. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But what? I mean, yeah, that's interesting that you say that because there's I mean, I kind of feel. What do you think about like Green Bay and all them though? Green Bay, Bears, Detroit.
I think the Bears definitely have put a fight in that division for years. That defense has been one of the best for sure for a long time. And I don't think have the Packers won it every year. I don't know.
We rotated.
No, Minnesota has. I mean, Minnesota has.
Yeah, Minnesota's always got a good team. Like, thing is they to me they're always like surprising because I'm never like, ooh, Minnesota's good this year. I'm just always like, oh, Minnesota won that division. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they win by like default. Like the Packers have an off year, so they get 2 free games off of them, and then they just like the Bears mess up 2 silly games, and the Vikings end up winning the division.
And the Lions always like upset those teams in that division too. Like they'll always win like 6 games or something like that. So I mean, they're never like horrid.
8. Yeah, I don't think they win more than 8, but yeah, they stay in that range.
Yeah, 8-8. That's right.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the division wins 8-8.
Because I mean, their Stafford and Calvin Johnson days, they were pretty decent. I guess that was a long time ago.
I will say the NFC South, whoever does win that division, always has like the best team in the NFC. Like Super Bowl contenders. Like when the Falcons were making their run of winning 2 or 3 years in a row. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl, they blew it, obviously, 28-3. The Panthers, when they're atop that division, I feel like they've made the Super Bowl a couple times recently, or maybe I know they made the Super Bowl once with Cam when he quit. And then New Orleans, like I guess, like because even like whoever wins like the Packers division, like usually is out like first or second round.
So I guess they are. I guess they're the only division where it's just been them, and that's it. I mean, if you think about it, the Patriots, that's pretty much it. There's no other division that you can really say that with. And well, no, I mean, what about like Houston in their division? Because they got Indy, Jacksonville, who are usually almost always. I mean, Indy was good when Peyton was there, but he proved that that's it.
Well, when Luck was there, I mean, they were pretty good too.
Yeah, that's true.
And I guess you could argue that division was equally weak, but there was no team in there like the Patriots that were getting free conference championships. Like when Denver had Peyton, yeah, they would win. When the Chargers would make their little run or whatever, Phil was playing well, they would win. But like the Patriots were obviously a good team. No one could ever argue that. But they just got free division titles every year for the past, whatever it is, 15 years or whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, they sucked when they didn't have the first round bye.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like they have a team that can just go and beat everybody every week to get there, you know?
Yeah. But so you have to give accolades. They still had to play teams like Baltimore and all those good teams all those years. They always had a winning record. I know they won their division, but they had a really good winning record with very few losses. I mean, you got to give that to them when they're playing teams like Pittsburgh and Baltimore and some of these tougher teams in the AFC, even Kansas City. I mean, give them a game. I mean, got to give it. You got to get. I understand their division 100%. I'm with you on that. But my God, they're playing some really, really good teams and beating them too.
Yeah,
because it's not like they didn't win 13-4 or 13, whatever it is, 13-3. They did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess, to your point, like those years where they did win 13, and they probably did that more often than not. I think it's the years where you win 10 and 6 of them were free.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the Patriots that year won 4 games on their own.
Yeah.
So because that's not as impressive, but yeah, they still did. And then once again, once they got to the playoffs, they did their thing, and that's another thing to give credit for. Like, yeah, they got the free pass, but they also took that free pass and ran with it. So
100%. Let's go biggest surprise player. Who do you think the biggest surprise player is this week? If you had to pick one, Mark, you got anybody? It's probably Las Vegas player.
I mean, Jacobs is a candidate.
I know.
The Kansas City rookie running back by far.
Yeah.
Hilaire.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to pull my pick for who's going to win the division from last week. Kansas City, you got a running back, it's over. That guy was great. I think he led all running backs too.
Yeah,
to get him. For the first year they won the Super Bowl. How'd they get?
It's true. Strong performance. It really was. That's a good choice.
Actually. And got one of the best running backs, rookie running backs out there. That's pretty good management there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a perfect pick. And it was a perfect situation because people don't draft running backs early anymore. So, I think everybody loved him as a running back, but you don't draft him early. And then the Chiefs were sitting there like, well, shit, we didn't lose anything. Like, we don't need anything. So the only thing that can help them is they pick the best player on the board, which a lot of teams don't have that luxury. You have to pick a need as well as trying to get the best player.
Well, thank you, whoever donated through a super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I think my biggest surprise in a negative way was Saquon Barkley running for 6 yards.
Is that all he did?
Against Pittsburgh.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, that's the biggest letdown player. That's my next one. Biggest letdown player.
Because Saquon, I think he still did well catching the ball, but 6 yards, that's bad.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh D's pretty badass, though.
Yeah, they are good. I'm not taking it away from them, but that just surprised me. 6 yards.
Yeah, I think that has to be the biggest letdown. Like, you can't. There's nothing worse than that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Tom, you were just making us all.
Better lock them dogs up. But yeah, I would say Saquon at that point has to be. I mean, I can't think off the top of my head of like another. I mean, I'm sure there was other.
Saquon I was just throwing it out there because I think Mark was right with Hilaire as being like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Henry still had 116 yards, I think, and he would, and he threw the ball a whole bunch more. I'm surprised. I thought they were going to use him a lot more.
Who?
That kind of shocked me. Tannehill.
You thought they were going to use Tannehill more?
No, it wasn't. Tannehill was throwing. He was throwing and not using Henry. I thought they were going to use Henry more.
Oh, in the passing game?
And he still ended up with 116 yards rushing.
Yeah, I had Henry last year, and that's the nice thing about having him in fantasy was that, I mean, he does it. They do have games where someone holds him to like 20 yards rushing. It's horrible, but basically he ran for 116 yards, and he did catch 3 passes, which is, I guess, pretty good for him. But that's like a bad week because he didn't score a touchdown.
That's crazy.
So like 15 is kind of the lowest you get, maybe a 12 every now and again. Like I loved having him last year when he kind of popped off, just because he guaranteed that he's going to run for 100 yards. Like,
yeah, they designed that team after Henry. They built.
But then, Dad, even to your point where maybe it felt like Tannehill was throwing more, Henry had 31 rushes, and in today's NFL, like that doesn't happen.
That's true. I guess you're right.
And maybe his rushes are just so like they're not flashy, so he gets you to like a 4-yard run on first down, so you don't think about it.
Well, I think his biggest run was something like 12 yards, which is pretty rare too. Like normally he won't have to run 31 times.
Yeah,
they threw the ball 43 times as well. I mean, they had a lot of offensive plays, I feel like.
You know who the biggest surprise player for me was? Not in his talent, okay? Because I know that he is pretty amazing, but what he did and what he accomplished to help his team win is DeAndre Hopkins. Seriously,
he had 16 targets.
I mean, 16 targets, but what he did with them too, you know what I'm saying? That's just nuts. I did not think he was going to have that good of a game. I really, for whatever reason, I just, in my head, that's why it was a surprise to me. That's a surprise player for me this week. I'm glad he did because I really like the guy and I think he's extremely talented and he deserves it. And I'm glad they got a win because of it too. You know what I'm saying? That'll help build their confidence. I think that's what that team needs. So that's why it's a surprise.
I mean, Devontae Adams had 17 targets. I think that's a little more surprising.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know, Rodgers, who has been known to kind of spread it around to his team, like whoever's had DeAndre's always just thrown DeAndre the ball.
That's a good
That's a valid point. I just thought with a running quarterback, like I think of him as a running quarterback at Arizona.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not trying to take anything away from DeAndre. Like
dump off pass and all that kind of stuff.
Well, he's a sophomore year. He was a rookie last year. He was scared, so that's why he ran a lot. I think he's just as skilled as a passer, though. He's a good quarterback. Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Good.
But I mean, even just from synergy perspective, without a preseason new team, I guess that does surprise. Because even with Devontae, like Chip said, that's a pretty incredible mark. But they've been playing together for what 6 years now, or whatever it is. Where that was in Nuke's first game. I mean, granted, it's not like Kyler didn't know anything about Nuke, but we all knew who he was. But both are incredible. But I was a little surprised to see it pop off for like 16 targets.
Yeah,
just that coach wanted to make sure that he was part of the offense.
Yeah, you buy a brand new car, you drive it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I've heard that before. Yeah, but I'm telling you, that's definitely for sure a talent too. I mean that kid's a good one too.
And I think if I remember correctly, Tom probably got him on the back end of the second round. If I remember correctly, maybe
I got third. High, yeah, but
that's lower than DeAndre Hopkins would have gone if he was still in Houston, because we all knew that Deshaun loved him.
Yeah.
So I was a little nervous. Like I would have picked him if it had come to me, but I was a little nervous because I actually chose Devontae over Nuke. One, being a Packers fan, I kind of had to, but also I was like, well, he had a little injury. I think it was his ankle or whatever, and he's on a new team. We'll see how it goes, but that's a pretty darn good start.
So the surprise for me was Malcolm Brown getting the bulk of the carries.
Yeah,
Gurley's out of there. Did y'all watch that game?
I did.
Yeah,
I think that's a mistake in the long run, but then again, he played really well, so maybe not. I mean, Cam Akers, even just watching him play, like I think Cam Akers is 10,000 times more talented.
right.
But it was like weird that like when every time Cam would run the ball, that like the blocking was nowhere to be found. Like he was fighting for 2 yards, and then Malcolm Brown would get a draw or whatever, and it would be like nobody, like parting of the Red Sea, and he'd run for 16 yards. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
So I mean, if he keeps playing like that, I don't think he will. He doesn't seem that talented to me. He seems like one of those big bruiser back kind of guys.
Yeah.
If he keeps playing like this, then the Rams just might have disgusting backfield. But I feel like they're going to start giving him more and more carries, and you're going to see that come back to bite him. Where by the end of the year, I would imagine Cam.
I think you're right. Yeah.
The bulk of the touches.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. No, I got to say, though, defense, Washington's defense, are they the real deal?
I can't say that yet, just because the Wentz is a freaking head case, and they didn't have Miles Sanders. So I don't even know if he has Alshon Jeffrey. I don't even know who the Eagles have.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, Zach Ertz and Goddard are actually really good.
Is nutty.
Yeah,
that's
8 true.
Sacks is nutty.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a head case, that's going to take a toll on you.
2 picks, a fumble recovery. Like, I mean.
And I don't know, like Nelson Aguilar might be their best receiver. Other than
I think it's too soon to say, but they looked really good.
Still surprised that Washington won. I would have thought if you told me that the Eagles went out and played bad, I would still have picked them to win.
Sure.
So at least they proved that they can win games that are handed to them.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, they go up against Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore, and then the Rams. That'll be it.
What do y'all think about Cleveland? Do you think that was just they played a really good team in the Ravens and they're not up to task, or are they just bad?
We'll know tomorrow.
I was about to say, we'll see against Cincy.
Cincinnati, you'll find out.
That'll be a true answer.
Because I'm hoping for all of those players' sake that are in Cleveland that the Ravens are just a better team.
I'm not even starting Odell because of how shitty
I know. I have him in the other league, and I'm wanting to bench him because, I mean, Baker looks – I don't know how he has gotten worse every year because this is his 3rd year now, right? Yeah.
I mean, with the weapons at his disposal, like, he is bad.
He has to make better decisions. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
He's bad. He was a first-round pick. You've got to show up. You've been handed everything. He got 2 of the best running backs. He's got 2 of the best receivers, and it's deeper than that. You know, so
I think he's got a chance to shine right here in the next 4 games. He plays Cincinnati, Washington, Dallas, and Indy, and he could win. If he's going to prove himself, he could win all 4 of those. He could.
Yeah.
He could win those.
And their defense doesn't suck.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And that's another thing with that offense. I feel like if you're a Chubb owner in fantasy, try to sneakily sell while you can. Because what's his name? The running back from Kansas City that's there now?
Hilaire.
Yeah.
No, the one that Tom just said him. He's their backup running back. The one that punched somebody in the face.
Oh, that's on Cleveland, no?
Yeah. Whatever his name is. I can't think of his name right now. But he out-touched Chubb last game. And, like, it did turn into one of those pass. Like, they got way behind, so they had to start passing, which makes more sense for that running back to be in. But even before that, he got the same exact amount of touches as Chubb when the game was still close. And from a fantasy perspective, that sucks. Because Chubb was supposed to be like the guy, like kind of carry them from the running back. But I'd be selling him while I could.
When did he go in our drafts? He went pretty high.
Yeah. I mean, he and rightfully so. But
Right.
Yeah,
Kareem Hunt. That's who you're talking about.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. That's it.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah, he came in and he out touched him. So that's always scary.
All right, so here we go. Let's do this. What? Okay, if I told you, what's that? I told you so moment from last week. What is that? I told you so moment from last week. Well, I think all of y'all told me that Brady was going to lose. But y'all tell me that every week. So
yeah,
you play the Panthers play Brady this week. So hopefully he loses again.
For me, I've been hyped on Joe Burrow, as we all know, and his fourth quarter drive there at the end of the game showed me a lot about how good, and which I'm going to stick by, how good he's going to be as a quarterback, because the way he ran that offense, like as a shot caller, not like, I'm not saying his team's great, nothing like that, but like that fourth quarter drive as a rookie quarterback, first game, no preseason. If AJ Green, doesn't get that touchdown called back, and if his kicker doesn't miss the field goal, like that game is different, like Burrow did everything he could to win that game as a rookie quarterback, So for me, I told you so. Like he's good. He's going to be the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go back to the most surprising player. How about Kowski?
Who? Yeah, kicker.
New England's old kicker.
yeah. Good Lord.
Missed 3 field goals and an extra point. Is that what it ended up being?
Yeah, something like that.
Didn't he kick the game winner then too?
Yep.
Yes, he did do that.
He was just waiting. He wanted the glory.
Dramatic effect.
It needs to be like a fantasy stat that gives you like 15 extra points, game-winning kick, and then the kickers will just miss the whole time until they get that. So,
okay, guys, I got to check out for a little while. I'll see.
All right.
If you're still on here in about 10-15, I'll see you soon.
All right. Sounds good.
See you, dude.
Yep, just come back whenever.
Mine's probably kind of biased, but I guess I can say I told you that Green Bay was going to be firing at all cylinders coming out the gate. I told you Rodgers probably be playing a little mad that they drafted his backup instead of getting him help. And not to say that Minnesota's the best team in the league, but that's no slouch. And it ended up being, a 9-point game or whatever, but that was all in garbage time when Green Bay was, not even playing starters anymore. So
yeah, that's true.
I can't think of any others that, I predicted that other people didn't necessarily.
Can I ask you guys, what did you think about Philip Rivers? I thought he did pretty good going to an
I like Philip.
Lost, I guess, but but he did okay. Don't you think? It's like almost like 400. I don't know what it was, but he seemed like
he threw 363 yards. Yeah, I mean,
that was a surprise. I told you so. I mean, I expected him to go. Of all the guys who were moving around, I thought Cam was a bigger surprise than Philip Rivers. I knew Philip would do well because he just seemed so mature. And I always wanted him as my quarterback. I always thought, that guy, he kicked the Raiders' ass all the time. I always liked him.
He's a gamer.
He is. He's a football player. He doesn't care about. He's a nice guy. He's
not going to give up. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And so he goes off to
Indy.
And I don't know what score was, but he did really well.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that was literally like Philip Rivers as always in like a high intense game at the end, all that kind of stuff, like he does well throughout the whole thing, and then they actually ended up losing, it's like, I don't know, it just seems like that's Philip Rivers. Same guy.
If Tom was still here, I know Tom just left, but he would tell you the Chargers are the winningest, losingest team.
Yeah.
Seriously, you would have thought with all the stats and everything else, with all the players and everything, that they won the game if you were looking just at the stats.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then when you turn around and look at the game, they lost? Wait a minute. Yeah. Really? Yeah, that's his favorite line. He always says that. They are the winningest, losingest team. And they only lost by 7. I mean, I know it was against Jacksonville. I mean, that's probably not a great thing. But
Yeah.
It was one of the only stadiums with fans.
Yeah, that's weird. that was kind of weird. What'd you guys think of all the piped-in fan stuff? Some of the places.
Chipper said he came upstairs. He came up to get a drink. He was down here stairs watching. He says, "I feel like I'm watching scrimmages." I mean, it's nobody in the stands. It just looks like they're out there just scrimmaging.
It reminded me of a scrimmage, like just like the. And because you could hear like everything the players were saying and stuff, like when they would just scream and stuff.
Opposing coaches could too. The opposing coach could hear everything you're saying on your
right. So you just like you watch a play ends, and then like normally when the players are all like jacked up on a sack or something, and you just hear the entire thing, and you're just like, he's a little hyped for a scrimmage game. Like that was a little crazy.
We got to learn how to do this and this.
Yeah,
you know what's going on.
All right, we're already 40 minutes in. What we need to do now is, first of all, do we have any mark my words for next week? Anybody say, mark my words, this is going to happen? If you have one, we'll put it out there. But if not, you know what? I watched our video from last week, and it's so funny to hear us talk because there's a lot of things that didn't happen, but there are some things that did happen. It's actually kind of cool. It's kind of neat to see that. So.
I guess I'll stick with the Joe Burrow train, and because we were talking about Cleveland could prove themselves against Cincy, and I think it's actually going to be a shootout. Burrow will throw for over 300 yards with 3 touchdowns.
Wow. That's pretty bold.
Okay.
I like that. I don't think there's one that's come to mind for me.
Oh, there is one for me. Mark, I'm going to do mark my words. And he's Mark, so he gets to go last. Mark my words, next week, Cam Newton is crying in an interview. Because Seattle is just going to wear him down. And he'll be crying in an interview with sunglasses where you won't be able to see his eyes and some big old round hat where you can't see any of his face.
He'll have his towel on the bench at some point in the game over his head.
At least I know I'll halfway be right on there. You will have all that no matter what.
Certainly possible. I was thinking at least by game 7. It could happen.
I'm thinking this week.
Mark his words. It's going to be week 2.
That's right. Got the game 2. I think the Drew Brees is going to do great going into Oakland. I hate to say it.
In their new stadium, and
it will be a Monday night game. So
Monday night
when players pop off.
At my Raiders, I don't know. I'm guessing the spread's probably 7 in the Saints' favor. It should be more. I don't think it's going to be close.
I mean, that makes sense, and that's surprising coming from you being a Raiders fan. But you're also realistic. But you're also realistic too, I think. And I think. I don't know. I hope they give a better game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I hope so, too. I'll be watching.
And it's going to be – I'm telling you what, it's going to be fun to watch that running back.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him there, see how that goes. And I don't know. I think it'll help. If they had fans, I think it would be just amazing in the new stadium and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But since they don't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go over, but you know how that goes. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that Saints defense is nasty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because Brady's stat line ended up looking decent, but let's be honest, that was like fourth quarter garbage time stats. I mean, he had nothing going into that, and Saints had it wrapped up. They weren't like they were just playing off, letting them catch whatever they wanted, move down the field. I don't know. Yeah, I think that Saints defense will be nasty this year.
Yeah.
Another one, I know we talked about this already with surprise players, but I was really surprised to see, oh my God, Houston's quarterback, Watson.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see him do without Deshaun. I was surprised to see him actually pull it off. And if you look, what was it? There was 15 hurries that he had to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
He has no O-line helping him out. If he did, I think that would make – because Fuller's going to step up. this year with what's his name being gone, right? I mean,
that was his favorite target that game. But I mean, Fuller's not a guy that can take on top corners like DeAndre could. So I mean,
yeah, he's not going to make some of those.
I think Deshaun without, because he'll look similar to like Kyler Murray, before DeAndre. Like Kyler it was like, oh, he could be a good quarterback, but it's not throwing. He doesn't have a whole lot to throw to. It's kind of the same thing with Deshaun now, because Will Fuller. I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not a number one receiver.
Right. Exactly. That's true. Good point.
I do think Deshaun got a really big upgrade in running back, though. Because I don't even know if he had a running back these past years. And now he's got David Johnson. So maybe that takes a little bit off of him, or at least a guy you can dump the ball to and he can make plays. But, yeah, I'm with you. I don't see him taking that full step forward. Even if you could blame the other line. I'm not sure why, but they don't seem to block for him. He always has to make like a great play to get like 6 yards.
It's true. All right. Let's get to the picks. We got a pick for next week. Let's do it. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. Mark, you're included. I got you on the list here, so you're good. So, Chipper, who you got? Cincinnati or Cleveland?
Cincy.
All right. You're going for that. Steven?
Cincy.
Can't get away from it, can you? Scooter's not here. Tom's not here. I will say Cincinnati as well. Mark, who do you think?
I'm going to take Cleveland.
Oh, okay. He's going to give the boy a chance.
Yeah.
This is his time to come through. All right. I hear you. Chip, who do you think? Atlanta and Cowboys?
Wait, who did you take? Cincy and
I did. Cincinnati.
Oh.
I did.
All right. Who was the next ones?
Atlanta, Cowboys.
I think Cowboys, but I don't think it'll be easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Steven?
I'm going to pick the Cowboys for one reason. I would love to see them go to 0-2, but I don't want to see McCarthy fail.
Oh, I got you.
I'd like to
Green Bay.
Yeah, I'd like to see McCarthy show that he is a good coach because I always thought he was. I think it was good that him and Green Bay split up, but I want to see him win some games.
Yeah. Mark, what do you think?
Cowboys.
Atlanta and Cowboys? I'm going to go the Atlanta Falcons, and the reason is that I think all those receivers are going to get 15 receptions or targets or whatever, like they did last week. It's at Dallas, and it's just going to go.
Ryan was the passing leader.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So that's a Mark number.
450 yards. Yeah, Mark.
Good point. Yeah, because I think, if I could take my pick back, I would. I think you got the Falcons are a better pick.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that. I'm the only one going with that, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, and then next week it'll be. See, I told you so. That'll be my I told you so for next week.
Okay.
Or it could really be bad, and I'll just shut up the whole time. All right, what about my Panthers in Tampa Bay? Chip?
I'm going Panthers. I think that defense is terrible, and I don't like Bridgewater, but I don't think Tampa Bay's good.
All right. Steven?
I'll go Tampa Bay.
All right. What about you, Mark?
I'll go Tampa Bay, too. I don't know what the line is, but yeah, Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I'm going Panthers just because I'm a Panther fan.
Yeah.
I have to. So it's a rule. It's just a written rule. So, all right. What about the Chipper, the Giants at the Chicago Bears?
I got to go Chicago. After Saquon ran for 6 yards, I don't think the Giants are going to do much against Chicago's defense.
Yeah, I hear you. That's true. So you said, I'm sorry, you said Chicago? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like you have to go Chicago. I just don't know that the weapons are there yet for the Giants, and then their defense isn't good enough to carry them.
What do you think, Mark?
Chicago
Bears. I think we're going to make that unanimous on that one. There's a comment out there. Zach Moss for Gibson. What do you think that is? What was he talking about there?
Zach Moss is the running back for the
Bills.
Oh.
For Gibson. Oh, as far as like fantasy football, like what do we think about that trade?
I see a trade. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good question.
Who's Gibson?
He's a running back for who is that for? Let's see. Oh, Washington. But I don't think he did much of anything, did he? I'm looking up his stats now. I remember his name being mentioned. I assume that's who he's talking about as far as Gibson.
I would think so. I don't think there's any other Gibson, is there? Gibson.
He only played 26% of snaps. So I don't like that. Zach Moss, I think he got close to the same amount of snaps as Singletary, if I remember correctly. So if we're talking about a trade, I would take the Zach Moss side of that, I guess.
I mean, Moss splits carries as well with Singletary. So, I mean, I think you're trading for the same thing, essentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, next
But
game.
if you want to talk about better team, I think the Bills will have better games. So, I mean, I think, I'd favor Zach Moss side of that.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Well, Rams and Eagles, Chipper, who do you think?
Rams, Eagles?
Yeah.
Well, if the Washington football team beat the Eagles, then I'm not taking them.
Okay. That is a stat that we can live with there. Huh? Okay. Steven, what do you think?
Yeah, I got to go Rams.
The Rams, who'd they lose to?
Rams beat the Cowboys.
Oh, no, that's right. They beat the Cowboys. They're on a run.
Yeah, I got the Rams too.
Yeah, I think everybody. I think it's only fair. The Eagles are going to get a win this year, though. Oh, well, they do play the Giants twice, so.
True.
Detroit at Green Bay. Chip, is this Detroit's win right here this week?
No. Green Bay did incredible, and the Lions are the Lions. They're.
Right.
I think they might upset some people, but I don't think it's going to be Green Bay this week.
I do think you can get some production out of some Lions fantasy people this week, though.
Yeah, I do too, because it's going to be competitive.
It'll either be a shootout or we'll be up 40 where Stafford's just throwing the ball the whole time. So
yeah, that's true. So obviously, Steven, I know who you're going with.
Yeah.
In Green Bay fan, I think I know. Mark, who do you think?
Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't – that one you can almost – especially after the game they had last week, it's just almost impossible. I mean, both teams, if you look at both teams, I can't go against what we're talking about there.
Yeah.
Jacksonville and Titans, what do you think? This will be a good one. Both winning records, both in the same division. Chipper, what do you think? Titans, Jacksonville.
Titans. I think it's actually going to be a blowout.
Okay.
I think Henry's just going to run and run and run.
Steven, what do you think?
He might have 200 yards in this one.
Yeah, Jacksonville's got to regress. I mean, I think that was fluky. I don't know if they'll win again.
Yeah. That's funny. They might beat Indianapolis again. They play them again. It's in Indy.
I think Indy will win by 30 that time.
That's true. They're not going to let that happen. Mark,
Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah. You almost have to, right? I mean, here we go. All right. Next one is Buffaloes and Miami. Two winning teams.
Kind of.
Miami didn't win. I'm just kidding.
Buffalo is my pick.
Okay. Buffalo Bills. And then Steven?
I think I have to go Miami. I picked them to win the division as my sleeper pick.
That's true. You did.
I got to at least ride this out to see how things go, and then I'll jump ship if it's just
if we hit an iceberg. If it starts out 06.
Yeah, if we hit an iceberg, I'm gonna jump ship.
The heck with the captain can stay on the ship.
Yeah. I was just trying to jump on the bandwagon. I'll quickly wait for a team to pass by and be like, "Ooh, I'm swimming over to that boat."
All right, Mark, you want Buffalo? Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Minnesota and Colts. That's an interesting one. Both losing teams.
I think I got to go Minnesota.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Steven, what do you think?
I do love Dalvin, but I think I'm going to go Colts.
Okay. All right. Mark, what do you think?
Phillip Rivers. Let's see if he gets it this time.
That's right. You pick him as your favorite there. That's right. I remember that. I'm going to go. I got to give Rivers a win here. I think that's going to happen in Minnesota. I mean, you can never trust Cousins.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
not,
you can't.
not to finish the game. Trust me, I've had him in fantasy. It's terrible. Denver Broncos at Pittsburgh. Where's Tom when you need him?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to go Pittsburgh.
You have to.
Yeah, I think that's straight across the board. Nobody's a lone wolf there.
Because even though James Conner got hurt, that second up running back looked really good too. So
Mm-hmm.
he didn't look like he missed a beat.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, San Francisco 49ers at the New York Jets.
Tough.
I mean, the 49ers surprised me last week losing, but I'm not picking the Jets.
Yeah, 49ers, even if they still look rough, I think they win by default. Like, they just back into a win.
On the coin
Yeah, they just, like, fumble and then somehow recover it for a touchdown. Like, I guess we won.
Yeah, definitely the 49ers. It's surprising it's only 7 points spread.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I agree with you. That's true. The Jets could have 6 safeties and still lose 6-7.
Yeah. I think the 7-point spread is Vegas probably doesn't think San Francisco can score more than like 15. So
that is kind of weird.
That is weird, yeah.
But I mean, I guess I don't even think I would pick them to cover that, even against the Jets, in my opinion.
No.
We'll see.
Okay, so the Washington football team, who's undefeated against the Arizona Cardinals, who's also undefeated.
This one's actually tough. I think this is a very hard one to pick. This is just a 50-50. I mean, I think Washington was a fluke, to be honest. I'm going to go Arizona.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think Arizona beats up on them. 2 scores at least. I do think Washington was a little fluky. Like, maybe not like – maybe they're better than we thought they were, but I don't think they're, like, contending with teams like Arizona. I think Philly is either just straight bad or played horrible week 1. I'm not sure yet, but I think Washington – I mean, they took that win and ran with it, but they were gifted a win.
They're not going to have 8 sacks every week. You know, I don't care how good you tell me that defense is. That's not happening.
That is true. Good point. All right, so who we got? Say, Steve? Everybody said Arizona?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on that one. Baltimore Ravens at the Houston Texans.
Huh.
You can't pick against Baltimore.
I know. You really can't.
I mean, their defense is good. Lamar Jackson is proving he's actually the real deal. It's not like they don't have a running game as well. It's like Baltimore's just good.
I think the only thing you can pick to beat Baltimore is a really good defense, right? Like the Titans. The Titans are the ones that upset them in the playoffs, and they just ran Henry for like 45 touches.
Right. They just outgrinded the Ravens.
And they just stopped them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I'm picking Baltimore.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's just so hard, especially after the run they had last year, and they still look good this year. How can you take that away from them and just vote against them or whatever? So
I know.
Until they show me any signs that they're human, I'm gonna keep picking them.
What about the Chiefs versus the Chargers?
Mahomes.
Yeah.
Always.
Once again, you got to give me a lot of proof to pick against the Chiefs, like losing 500 games in a row or something.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, you got your Super Bowl champs since they came out with a brand new rookie running back. They had the best team and picked a great running back, and it's just like, you're just making it all work. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick against that. I mean, you guys kind of said that,
And not only a great running back, I mean, a perfect fucking fit running back. Like, if they had gotten Ezekiel Elliott, if they'd gotten Ezekiel Elliott, it'd been like, oh, well, yeah, he's incredible, but this is kind of weird. Why are they throwing it to him so much? Like, they're running from shotgun a lot. This is what, like, that guy is like just the ideal Andy Reid, just scat back. I mean, they do run up the middle, but there's more big out of the spread. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be Sunday night game. So this is televised. This is a good one. The Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks.
You don't
have to be a hater now, Chipper, because he's not on that team anymore.
I'm going to go against your mark your words and go with Cam and the Patriots.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I don't like going with Cam.
No, he said it.
I'm going to go Seattle, maybe a little biased because I got their whole freaking offense in the other fantasy league, so I really need them to kind of pop off.
I think you're biased because they caught your Green Bay Packers in the end zone a couple times to keep them out of his playoff.
People don't forget.
I know. Mark, what do you think, buddy? That's a good one for you over there.
Seattle by more than 4, that's for sure.
Is that the spread?
Yep. And by more, I think Seattle's going to be. I think it's not going to be 4 points.
It's at Seattle. There's nobody in the stands, so
I do think Seattle probably is more prepped for a running quarterback because they see it a lot with their own quarterback in practice, and then they ran against Kaepernick, or they played against Kaepernick in a lot of very important games back in when Kaepernick was actually running, and they were using him to the best of his ability. So.
Right.
Maybe they'll be prepped for it, but then again, I mean, every time someone doubts Belichick, I feel like he just shoves it in your you know what. So
yeah, it's true. All right, Tom, who are you going? New England Patriots or Seattle Seahawks? It's on Sunday night.
You're muted, Tom.
Here, yeah, I can't unmute you either. So,
what you guys like? Hot coffee? Hot chocolate?
It is ice cream every night.
So you taking the Patriots? Brady's not there anymore, so you can take them.
All right, who's playing? Patriots and who?
Seattle.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
I still hate the Patriots just because I'm out there. But I think Seattle wins that game, even without the hate.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I got Seattle. All right. Monday Night Football. In a new stadium, in the new Raider Stadium, like in your Saints. Chipper, who you got?
I actually think this will be a close game, but I'm taking New Orleans because of how I talked about their defense earlier. I think their defense will be the ones that are game-changing in this one. I'm saying New Orleans wins by 3.
Oh, wow. Close game. Steven?
New Orleans, not a close game.
Wow. I like this because we can all do our mark my word. Steven, you need a mark my word, so there you go. You need one, right?
True.
That's true.
Yeah,
so,
I don't have one.
Mark, what you got?
I hope I'm wrong, but the Saints.
Yeah, I hear
What's the spread on that one?
It's only 6 points or so. It's a touchdown.
And the Raiders favored? I'm just kidding.
You know, it would help the Saints if they put in Jameis.
Use them like they do that little trick player that they got.
Yeah, with Hill or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
interception on this play. Let's put Jameis in.
Yeah.
New Orleans, for me, I don't think Drew Brees is lost on Monday night in like 15 straight games.
Well,
something like that.
Now I'm taking Las Vegas.
That's over.
I think they got too many weapons for Las Vegas, and I don't trust Carr. I'm sorry, I just don't trust him. Not yet. He for the same reasons you guys kept saying on those other teams were like, prove me wrong. Give me some reasons to prove me wrong. That's kind of the way I feel with Carr. He just has not proven that to me yet. Not me, anyway. That's my feeling.
Las Vegas is with Ruggs, right?
Yes.
That's what. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tom, what do you think?
Raiders are just too young. I like the Raiders. I think they're a good team.
I think so too.
They're really young. Yeah, New Orleans, even without Michael Thomas, takes the dub.
Wait, is Michael Thomas out?
Yeah, for like 3 weeks.
God.
Yep.
Poor Jenny. That was their first pick.
I know.
I know.
That sucks.
Yep.
Are the Raiders good at defense? Like, are they good on defense or not yet?
Too many injuries. Yeah, I mean they got Jonathan Abram back again, and he was.
Yeah.
I just picked him up in fantasy.
Yeah.
And they got Littleton from the Rams, which he was very. Yeah, he was very impactful. I just didn't know because I know that they've been drafting high picks for offense. I mean, they got Jacobs, they got Ruggs. I mean, Carr a few years back. He's been with them a while now. I don't know if Waller. I don't think he was a high pick. I think that was kind of a steal for them. But.
Yeah, but yeah, the Raiders defense is they're I mean they were terrible the other day. They gave up.
That's what I'm worried about because I think the Saints will slow down the Raiders offense a little bit more than the Panthers did, if not a lot more.
Yeah.
And then I just don't think that Carr and them will have that much success against the Saints defense.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it's close. Because like Tom said, I think the Raiders are a year or two away with a lot of promise, but I don't know that a Monday night game versus Breeze is where they're going to show it.
And Michael's point about how Drew doesn't lose on Monday nights.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. I mean, it's just a known fact. All right, I'm gonna screen share. Let's just evaluate. I don't want to go too long, but let's evaluate this. Let's have a look at this here and look at. This is Tom and I think Steven. This is just one of our games going on. Yeah, Tom and Steven. So
nobody beat Steven this year, except for Scooter.
Yeah, it's true. Scooter's got a good team.
He does.
I don't know. I felt the wrath of Tom's team against me. He's got a lot of potential on that team.
Yeah.
He sat out a lot of points against me and still obliterated me. I mean,
yeah.
That was
I'm going with Tom because I felt what he can do.
All right, well, let's look at it this way. Let's go to each individual. What about quarterback matchups? Mahomes or Roethlisberger?
Mahomes.
Fantasy though?
Yeah, fantasy.
Yeah, you still gotta go Mahomes.
Yeah.
I think Roethlisberger, you can make an argument for other top quarterbacks, but I think Mahomes is just a whole nother tier of quarterback.
Yeah.
What about the wide receiver category?
Hopkins and Adams, the two we were talking about with the most targets.
Yeah, that's one of the few I would have to say that Adams splits, but it probably is just an even split.
Yeah, I think they both pop off again.
Oh,
Detroit, Washington ain't stopping them.
Something fun to watch though.
Those
head to head.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say Godwin over Brown. Godwin seemed to be Brady's favorite so far, and they did not even look good. So Carolina doesn't even have DBs, so that should be fun for a wide receiver.
Brown was kind of absent. They threw the ball to Corey Davis. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Well, I think didn't Brown still have as many targets as Davis?
Yeah, but not as many catches. They were longer, so he didn't have as many catches.
Yeah, I think that's going to be like just a coin toss on which week which one does better. But But I kind of feel like same thing with Godwin, like because I mean Gronk might steal some catches from him, Mike Evans might steal some catches from him. I mean,
if they
Gronk didn't do it last week.
Yeah,
no,
he didn't do it last week, so because I got him, and but Metcalf, he didn't he target him?
He
think he threw to everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean, he kind of spread it around. He kind of did like Matt Ryan did in Atlanta, just kind of spread it around.
What did Metcalf do last week, Steven?
A 4 for like 80 and a touchdown.
Oh.
He had 8 targets.
He had 8 targets.
Yeah, 4 receptions, 95 yards, touchdown.
The good thing about Metcalf is he's built like LeBron James, if not bigger and stronger. So he's your end zone guy. He's faster than everybody. He's your short route, big body guy. Like Russell Wilson can't go wrong with him.
Yeah.
So I think he's guaranteed for 12 to 15 points every week, which is awesome because some of those receivers are definitely hot.
He's going to have Gilmore on him this week.
That's true. And I can't remember. Is Gilmore one of those that follows the best player around, or is he play the side of the field?
Well, he plays the best. Well, not even. Well, I don't know about the best player because he was on Preston, whatever his name is, the entire game. He plays whoever. Yeah, he plays man on whoever they feel like is going to be the biggest threat that week.
Gotcha. Because I remember like when Richard Sherman was like, quote unquote, the best corner in the game.
Right,
or
he
one
just
of them.
played left side.
He played left side the entire time, so it was actually not horrible when you were going against the Seahawks because it's kind of like, well, half the plays you won't even be covering him. But yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, I think Metcalf needs to prove himself, but it might just be that
they
Metcalf
might choose to put him on Lockett. So I mean, I don't know that he'll be on Metcalf.
That's true. I would want to cover Metcalf. I'll be honest with you. I think that dude can bench press like 600 pounds.
Who was it that you say you covered in high school, Chip? Hopkins?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
On defense and offense. He played both ways. Never mind.
So Deontay Johnson, talk about him. He had the most targets last week.
I like him a lot. Yeah, he's good.
He's like a little mini Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't practice. Is that ended up playing?
Neither did Juju. I think they just sat there.
They're just chilling with Big Ben on the bench.
Everybody's resting.
They're like, all right, team 2, y'all got it this week. We're just going to play in the game.
We don't need no stinking practice.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Like, I like Deontay, but I think Metcalf is sick too. But if they do put Gilmore on him, then I think that's heavily sided to Johnson's favor.
Yeah.
Go the wide receivers overall. You think the other side?
I don't know. I think they're even.
I think Steven.
Do you think Adams can do it again though?
Yeah,
it's not like Detroit stopped. Then they got rid of Slay, right? Didn't they trade Slay? So they don't even have a good corner anymore, do they?
I'm just saying. I hope so because he's my quarterback. Rodgers.
The only thing that takes away from Devontae and I guess you have Aaron Jones too, so you're kind of set. But
yeah,
I was gonna say the only thing that takes away from Devontae and Aaron Rodgers sometimes is that Aaron Jones is so good too.
The game script.
Yeah.
And the Packers are really good, so they'll get up on teams and they can just run more. Yeah. Whereas Arizona is going to be competing every game, and Hopkins will have to catch a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when Green Bay does get up on people, like they don't like mess around. Like they get up like 45-2, and then they're like, "All right, now we'll take it easy." It's like, "Oh my god!" After you beat their face in,
and they pull the starters out.
Yeah. All right, now we'll pull them. It's like there's 30 seconds left. Like, gotta show some love.
No, just let
We're showing good sportsmanship.
Hail Mary. Let him throw a Hail Mary. What the hell? He does. This is what he does.
Now we'll send the backup quarterback in for the kneel down. You gotta learn how to win.
Yeah, you gotta do victory formation. Good job, bud.
Yeah, that one they drafted that he's so pissed off.
Rodgers may not let him come in.
He may not let him come in.
He don't want him to come in and do well. He's gonna be like, "You sit over there, bitch."
No, but it is. Oh no, but he might give him the loss of yards though, because when you kneel down, you lose the yards. So he might give it to him. So it's a -1.
Or when it's all running situations and they know they're just handing the ball off, like, "You got this, man. I'm gonna let you go play some. All right, you hand that ball off real good."
All right, running backs. I'm going to tell you right now, I think the San Francisco, Mossert, and Kamara are just
that's
to be fair. I probably won't be starting Akers, but even my backups aren't going to match Kamara. So
I mean,
David Johnson did good. He looked really good.
He did, and I think Mostert, like he had good points, but I don't think
a big run.
Yeah, he had like a 95-yard reception or something. No, I think it was like 76, but still.
That's what he does, though.
Well, I mean, you can't count on a 76-yard reception.
No, I know.
That's in the playbook, dude. All right, this is the 76.
So, I mean, I would say I think Monster and Johnson are on the same level, but Kamara just is going to trump whoever else Steven has back.
Especially with Michael Thomas out.
Yeah.
That will actually help Kamara.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He might line up out wide.
Yeah, they do that with him. So,
Yeah.
I hope not. It wasn't a game.
I love the matchup in tight ends. I really do. This is
Hopefully he's still hobbled.
Who's that?
Kittle.
Then I get the advantage. Yeah, he didn't practice. All right, we're good.
Andrews did work last week, though.
Yeah,
He did.
I know he did,
And Lamar loves Andrews in the red zone.
which is good.
So my backup's Hunter Henry if I'm forced to play him, so I'm not too bad.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's still with the Chargers?
Yeah, and he had a decent amount of targets. I think he had like 8 targets. Pretty good for a tight end. So.
Yeah. So my kicker.
In Kill's note, it says, like, he's not practicing all week, but he could still play in week 2. And then it says, though, the Niners don't need him in order to beat that dumpster fire.
No, it says.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Atlanta's going to get like 16 extra points, so,
See?
so their kicker needs that.
My kicker's better for sure. Drafted that strategically. Tom waited too long for his kicker.
That's right.
I know. I wanted Gostkowski. It's a shame.
Yeah. What a bummer.
Pittsburgh defense or Seattle defense?
Oh man.
Against that freaking just luck or lock, whatever, Pittsburgh is gonna feast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Denver offense is any better than the Giants offense. So Pittsburgh, I think, got me like 24, 25 last week.
Yeah, every week.
30, 32.
32, yeah.
Yeah.
Every week because
it's
it's
be all right.
they get points for that they do sacks and turnovers, forced fumbles, and all that stuff that you get points for. Pittsburgh's you're gonna enjoy having that.
3 sacks and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Well, Seattle didn't do too bad last week. They had 31 points. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is actually
31 points.
surprising.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh's playing Denver.
Right.
That's the
Oh,
difference.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
And Denver didn't look bad. They just looked like a really good college team. But
that's kind of surprising to me because the Falcons did work on offense. Like, how did I know they had a pick and a fumble recovery and 2 sacks, but that doesn't, that wouldn't make up for getting the doors blown off, letting up 25 points.
Was there a pick 6 maybe?
Yeah. It doesn't say they scored a touchdown, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Maybe I don't know. Maybe give them points for other stuff, but that kind of gives you hope. I mean, if they got the doors blown off and they still scored 31, that probably is good for the future.
Well, I kind of need Seattle's defense, even if I didn't put them in. I still got their linebacker and their safety, so
that's true.
To show up every week. But Jamal Adams is a difference maker, so
yeah, he's not.
He killed me last week.
Yeah, who did he get? Like 31 fantasy points.
Yeah. As much as your defense, I was like,
yeah.
God.
So that's probably what it was. It was Jamal Adams that made all those.
Yeah.
Let's look at linebacker matchups. We got
probably
Littleton,
Tom, I guess.
Littleton and White, and we got Martinez and Wagner. That's a pretty good mix.
So I wanted to take Martinez just to piss Steven off, and then he's not on the team anymore. I didn't.
Yeah. That could be a split. I guess Devin White did pop off last week, but Littleton didn't do much of anything. So
Devin White was great. He was everywhere.
Yeah. Devin White went nuts.
Did you draft him or did you pick him up?
I drafted him. He was on the bench last week just because he was projected to be my lowest scoring linebacker.
Yeah, but then you saw him play and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Like, I'm in.
Yeah, Tampa's defense looked really good.
Yeah, they did everything in their power against a good Saints offense to keep them in the game. Brady just kept throwing the ball to the other team in like key moments.
I think it'll be interesting because you have Wagner who's playing on Sunday night and then Littleton who's playing on Monday night. It could be a doozy. Oh, look, there's Sherry. Hey, Sherry.
Hey,
Just in time.
Yeah, perfect timing.
why?
It's probably close to being over.
Oh, yeah. I just got home from work.
Gotcha.
So maybe I think Tom on that one personally with the linebackers.
Yeah. I think that's who I would lean towards.
All right, on D ends now, you can't go against the Bosa. Is all I got to say.
True.
Miles Garrett might rip somebody's helmet off and hit him in the head with it.
How many fantasy points is that?
0 because he doesn't play the rest of the
Yeah. Does a knockout count for more, or
It does count for more dollars against your salary.
Yeah.
I do know that. All right, what about cornerbacks? Who cares? Right now, just flip a coin.
I don't know.
I think Pittsburgh will throw more, so corners might get more action.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One
Green
thing-
Jackson plays safety sometimes too, though, doesn't
That's what I was gonna say. That's one thing I'm excited about. I didn't do that on purpose necessarily, but he
Nice.
lines up at safety a lot, which is
A lot.
much better for fantasy.
he? Gets, he gets. I think I had him one year, and he gets like 4 or 5 tackles, which is great for a
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
If you-
and Bradbury, who went against that Pittsburgh team last week, he got 17 points. So,
Yeah, because he was getting beat.
yeah. But I
That's all that
mean,
matters. And
Denver corners probably will get beat too.
that is one thing that, like, I mean, for anybody that is out there watching, as far as that's the one weird defensive, like, independent player position, you really don't want the better corners in the NFL.
Right. You don't want the shutdown guy.
If you have Darrelle Revis in his prime, they're just never throwing the ball that way. So
Or what was
he's
the
getting
Seattle
you
guy?
no fantasy points.
And then when they
Richard Sherman.
do,
Yeah, sure.
you know, he'll in a corner. If a corner forces a guy out of his route, that's a great play. But there's
Yeah.
no points for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And then,
Yeah.
like, but to your point about, I think you were mentioning Richard Sherman, Dad. He actually wasn't the worst, like, corner for fantasy because he played one side of the field and they did a lot of zone. I mean, I think it was zone man, like he would pick up whoever ended up out there. But when you're playing zone, there's you can help
You end
with
up with
run.
tackles.
Yeah, you can help with run support a lot more.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing man like Revis and your back is turned, you don't know when that running back's bouncing it out and all that. So,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
once again, to your point, it's not like Sherman was ever our top fantasy guy
No.
by any means.
right.
But he was always on their number one. So if they're
Well,
receiving
Sherman was not.
No, Sherman always played left side.
Sherman was left side of the field.
left side no matter what, right?
Yeah, no matter what.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I forgot.
But yeah.
Run out on that corner that they used as for the in their blitz package, but it's potluck, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Antoine Winfield years ago used to be the guy because he did kick returns, which we honor in this league,
Yep.
and he was their blitz package. He got a lot of tackles, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
they used him all over the field. He was kind of like the gadget defense guy.
Yeah.
Not a guy like that now, though, that I know
No,
of.
there really isn't.
No, well, yeah, and just returning not really being part of the game anymore. And then when
Right.
it is, like, it's not even worth it. Like, punt returns, they fair catch like 90%.
Yep. And kick returns is 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They move the ball so far forward or whatever that, when they try to do it on purpose to not kick it through the end zone, that
It's
means
so-
they're kicking it so high that the coverage is getting down there. And so it's not like you get big returns.
But even if they squib it, it's like they tried to do that. I forget what game we were watching, but yeah, he kicked it. It hit the 10-yard line, bounced out of the back of the end zone. The guy just watched it roll in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to. Yeah.
All right, so safeties, we got Poyer and Adams. God, Adams had what,
Yeah.
27 points last week? That was
I think
Yeah, he
you got to give
demolished.
that to Jamal.
I
Yeah.
might change my team name to the Adams family.
I already have that.
You have to be like the Adam Family 1 or something.
The Jamal Adams family.
Yeah.
That's funny. Good stuff. All right. Well, that's it. We went through that team. Overall team, what do you think on that? Who gets the overall? And Tom and Steven can't say, so.
Probably Tom.
You think?
I don't know. I'm still scarred from last week. It's hard. I don't know. Steven popped off last week, too. It's just.
Steven scored more than me last week by 30, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Steven.
I had the lowest score. I'm pretty proud of that.
You have the highest bench of anyone.
I what?
Highest bench.
Highest bench of anyone.
I know. I saw that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's good. That's a good analysis.
I thought we were playing bench points.
Yeah. We just play everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it the other way around when you set up your lineup this week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever you think you're about to do, just last minute go change them all. So now I'm going to play these. I like these. I like these better.
Well, I tried. I tried to change it, but I didn't have anything better.
Obviously you did because they were on the bench playing very well. So.
Oh. So hard.
Yeah, it is hard. It's very difficult. Oh, I have some of those situations this week too because the matchups are just so different.
Pull your team up.
Oh no way! All right, all right, I will.
Let me see who you pick.
Jenny's like favored like 40 points above me, so I don't.
Jenny's got a really good team too. Her team didn't show what the potential that it has.
All right, let's see.
Well, did y'all talk about what happened to Saquon Barkley?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Not much.
Oh yeah, we didn't really know what went wrong. But
That was my first pick. You remember last year, Alvin Kamara was my first pick, and he never did anything. And now Saquon's my first pick, and that was horrible.
So it was the Pittsburgh defense, and you can't really run on them. So
yeah,
he still got receptions though, right? Didn't he get receptions?
Yeah, I think he still got like 60 yards.
You can't have your first pick getting 10 points.
It's true. You paid a lot higher for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so the screen is locked up.
Nice.
You just don't want to show your team.
He's got Aaron Rodgers, so he's probably going to win.
Yeah, you think Aaron Rodgers scores another 72 points or whatever it was? Every week.
Be surprised, yeah.
Every week play, back in his prime.
Yep.
It's the Aaron Rodgers of 6 years ago.
Yeah, week 3 he's got at New Orleans, so I doubt he'll do it then.
Yeah.
He's got Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Houston, Minnesota again. I mean, the 49ers might hold him down, but then Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Yeah, he might score 70 for the next few weeks.
Ever since he started doing commercials with Patrick Mahomes.
That's right. It rejuvenated him. Yeah, New England defense might get beat up by Seattle, like fantasy-wise.
You're muted.
Even on screen. Okay, there I am. All right, now I'm back.
Our host dropped out on us.
I know it.
Hey, your guy, did he check out?
Oh, Mark might have, yeah. I didn't see him. What is there anything in the private chat? Gotta run. Thanks, everyone. Yep, he did. Over in the chat, I see. All right, so here's mine. You wanted to see it. Going up against Matt Ryan, throwing against Dallas. Aaron Rodgers throwing against Detroit.
I think they both might score 70. Honestly, those quarterbacks.
I'm good with that.
Receivers, I guess there's still a lot of question marks, but those are probably even split.
Think so?
Jenny's running backs are, but you got, oh my God, your running backs are really good too. You got McCaffrey.
It is nice having him.
McCaffrey wasn't used as much as he was last year, but still,
No.
I mean,
yeah.
Can I make that screen bigger?
Oh, here, I will for you.
It's like little tiny.
You can't. I mean, unfortunately, they don't allow that, but.
Well, maybe I'll put my glasses on.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
And I can make it a little bit bigger this way.
Rodgers against Detroit, Ryan against Dallas. Rodgers has the edge on that one again.
Just because he's going against Detroit, huh?
Yeah, Detroit doesn't really have a pass defense.
Yeah.
And isn't that Goddard? Isn't that like he got a lot more action than Ertz?
Correct.
He did.
Is that just because I got Ertz this year?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I
No,
thought.
so Ertz is in some sort of contract dispute or something. So I think he pissed one of the coaches off or something.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I'm serious.
Really?
Something like that
Right.
happened.
And Matt Ryan never got 70 points for me when I had him last year.
Ever.
Oh,
Matt Ryan's been doing that for years.
True.
Matt Ryan can make 3 receivers relevant in fantasy. That's pretty good. Not every week, though.
I just care if Aaron Rodgers does well, makes all his receivers worthy.
So, Michael, I think you got her on receivers, though, for sure.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's one I was kind of curious about, but yeah, I think so, maybe too. Who knows with Miami, right?
she didn't have Jamison Crowder before,
She picked him up.
She picked him up.
did she?
Yeah.
She had Michael Thomas, her first pick, who
Yeah.
got 4 points and now is out for 3 weeks. So
Oh, is he out?
That hurt.
at least Saquon, even though he did bad, there's chances he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so who should drop?
She picked up a couple of people, didn't she?
Who
Yeah, she
should
got
drop? I should go pick him up.
probably
Easy.
wouldn't. I
Huh?
don't know who it was, but it probably wasn't very good if she was dropping them.
Yeah, because I know Crowder was out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Crowder had that one didn't he have a big touchdown run or something?
I don't know, but he had
He had
13 targets.
Yeah, he had a lot of points.
Yeah, he'll probably get another 13 targets because Anderson is now in Carolina, so they don't really have a top receiver there.
Yeah.
Just sucks so bad. It's hard to play one of their.
I know.
Yeah.
Kind of like Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker is one of the most talented
Yep.
receivers in the league,
Yep.
but they just
But you
don't
got
have
Fitzpatrick throwing to him.
I know.
Which could be good, you know.
And Gallup
That-
is super
that 1 or 2
talented,
games.
But Gallup's like the number 3, the
Yeah,
rookie.
there's a lot of weapons. There's a lot of weapons.
CeeDee Lamb got like all the looks above Gallup, which I thought was weird.
yeah, I think Gallup is kind of strictly the deep threat. Like he's the one that they try to just have run past everybody. So, but I mean, against Atlanta, you should be able to do it.
There's a couple of catches, the highlights from last year that Gallup made.
Yeah.
He's pretty sick talented.
Yeah.
I don't know if they recognize it, or I don't know if maybe he's just hard to get along with. Who knows? But I think he should do better than he does. With the Cowboys, though, if you're watching the Cowboys, Dak Prescott scores all of his points in the fourth quarter. They're always, for some reason, get themselves in a bind and then just have to hurl the ball 24 times. So they hand the ball to Elliott, and it works for a little bit until they get behind, and then, every game.
Yeah.
Seems to be that play.
Who's got a good backup quarterback?
I have
don't
Tannehill.
know.
I have Burrow.
I don't know.
I got Phillip Rivers.
I'd hang on to Burrow, but I don't know if I'd start him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be starting him over Breeze at some point this season, but I don't think yet.
Yeah.
Burrows reminds me of Jameis Winston on his first NFL game.
I'd play him when Breeze is on bye. I'd definitely play when Breeze is on a bye.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, I think I need to get another quarterback.
Go pick up Baker Mayfield. He's up.
No.
Running backs.
I mean, I guess they have to give it to you.
Oh yeah, it's definitely on the left side there.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Hines had 29 points.
Yeah, I mean, hers are really good too, but
Oh,
gotta
she
go with
picked
yours.
him up too, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
She was on a roll.
yeah.
She had that French kid. He did well.
Yeah.
He had
So
19
she picked
points.
up Hines, and I need to go see who she dropped. Well, she had a good team.
And she has a better tight end, obviously, Goddard than.
Oh, of course she does,
Yeah.
because
Well, she's younger, so.
True. San Francisco against the Jets.
I just couldn't believe that Ertz did so badly.
I really think that he's fighting with the coach or something.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they say. I mean, they're. Yeah. I wish I would have known that before.
So yeah, you didn't know that. They didn't give you that info. So yep, you got running backs.
She has tight end.
Yeah, she definitely has tight end. Gronk got what? One target?
6 points, I think, is all he had, something like that. Maybe if that.
What?
6 points?
From Gronk, he had like 3.
Oh, he had 3.
I think he had one catch. One target, one catch.
I got you.
San Francisco is definitely, I mean, especially this week.
Yes.
I mean, Jets over Seattle, like that's.
Yes, she's definitely got the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody against the Jets. I just think I'm going to go on and see who the Jets play every week and just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Even the bye beat them. their bye is going to beat them. So
Linebackers go.
I think I'd have to give it to her, even though Leonard kind of underperformed, but that dude's just a beast.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's usually
Sucks
really
for her. Van Der Esch is out for a long time.
I know.
I saw that.
What
I
happened?
saw when he came out of the game.
He broke his collarbone.
Really?
Yeah.
They are saying it's only supposed to be like 4 to 5 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
so
but it's a
he's gonna-
collarbone. For God's
But yeah, I mean that's what they were saying. Like surprisingly, I don't know if it's like where he broke it or what, but they were saying surprisingly the doctors are saying that he should be back to 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, I don't know. Who knows if that's true or?
Can you imagine trying to tackle somebody with a broken collarbone? That would hurt.
Yeah.
I know.
Didn't somebody hurt their Achilles or something?
A bunch of people did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Marlon Mack is probably who you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why that Hines, he came in and balled out, and now he'll get all the touches. Well, him and Jonathan Taylor will split touches, I guess, but still with Phillip Rivers proved that that's okay in fantasy with Eckler and
Hines,
Gordon.
Eckler. Yep.
Yeah. What happened to Eckler?
I think he just had an off game, but Eckler's
still do
with the
okay?
Chargers. I
No,
think
he
he did like 8 points or something.
Yeah, it was horrible.
He'll have his. But he doesn't have Rivers, and that's what Rivers does. He throws to his running backs.
And historically, Tyrod
he had
does too. But
9. And but he ran for 84 yards. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So
If he gets some more catches and scores a touchdown every now and then, like he'll have good weeks.
Yep.
And like I said, historically, Tyrod does throw to running backs. Not like Phillip Rivers probably, but he does throw to them. So, yeah, I think maybe it was just a just an off week. He didn't score. He didn't get a lot of catches, but both of those should happen more often.
I certainly wouldn't make a move on.
No.
I mean, if you want to trade him away, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I was looking at. I was like, okay, so my choice would be to get rid of Saquon and to get rid of.
Oh yeah, if you want to do that,
Yeah. What?
yes, I'll take it. Yeah,
I was like, I can't really dump all those guys, but they all
Count
do
me.
that.
I'm gonna be honest. There's not a whole lot of people that you should be dumping week 1.
No.
Right.
Like maybe
That's exactly-
you pick somebody as a backup as like, ooh, maybe he'll do well. And if he goes out and has a dud week, then yeah, maybe you drop him for the guy that balled out. But like, and Eckler is a good example of like you should stick with Eckler for at least 6 or 7 weeks, and then if he gets 8 points every game, then maybe you move on.
Well, let me ask y'all's opinion on Mark Ingram because he only got like I don't know how many carries.
Who's he play for?
The
Baltimore.
Ravens. He got the most carries, but
He did the least.
J.K. Dobbins got all the goal line carries.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks for both of them in fantasy wise because like I have J.K. Dobbins, but I'm scared to just put him in there because if they don't score a touchdown, it's like, oh, he got 12 yards. It's like, fuck.
And
But
it's
then
weird because Ingram is like a goal line back as well.
Yeah.
So like if they're playing him away from the goal line, he's not like gonna do good catching the ball and whatnot. Like he's not like I mean, remember when he was on the Saints? He was the goal line guy. Kamara caught the ball. Like like Ingram being the ball catcher.
I'm wondering if
that doesn't make sense.
I'm wondering if they're not trying to instill a lot of confidence in the rookie and start giving him the bulk of the carries. And I think by giving people confidence is giving them a 2-yard run into the end zone. I mean, that's
right.
Oh, yeah, your teammates are cheering you on. You feel like you did good, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you give him the first down and 10 run where he gets stuffed in the backfield, you're not going to build a whole lot of confidence, which sucks for Mark Ingram, but maybe they're just looking at him like an aging veteran, and they're trying to get their rookie in the right place. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not starting him until I see something.
I know. And I'm not starting the backup until I see more either because I still don't really know what the hell's going on.
Is there the third guy too? Wouldn't there's Gus the Bust or something?
Gus Edwards, but he only got like 4 touches. So I think it's pretty clear that it's a 2-man backfield, which isn't horrible in fantasy.
No.
And I think the Ravens, didn't they set like a record last year on rush attempts? I know Lamar is part of that.
Right. Actually,
yeah, yeah. But I think they did set a record for the amount of rush attempts ever by a team.
When your quarterback has 15 to 20 rushing attempts.
Yeah.
I'm going to end the live stream. We can keep talking, but I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you, anybody that came and watched. There's like 3 of you out there watching. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Mark, thanks for coming on the show with us. That was awesome having you in here. I love having anybody that wants to come in and join us. Just let me know. Reach out to me, and we'll talk some more inside here a little bit about our league. But I wanted to thank everybody and thought this is fun to share some different and a unique, I mean, it's kind of a unique fantasy league that we do because we do individual defensive players. So we're just trying to show that and express that to other people and maybe get them to do the same thing. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you. Thanks, you guys, as always, for showing up, and we will chat with you guys later.